Hello, my friends. It's me, Joey P. Joe Pizzapia, back with another waiver wire video here on Fantasy Pros MLB. Before we get to the names to add this week in fantasy baseball to your rosters, I want to get you to add something to your shopping list for Father's Day, to your mantle, to your desk, and it's the MOVA Globe. Check this thing out right here. It is so cool. It rotates on its own. That's right, on its own, using magnets and science and ambient light. No cords, no batteries, no nothing. And it's just cool, and they've got all 30 major league teams over at movaglobes.com, and you can get on the action right now. All you got to do is go to movaglobes.com and use the promo code MLB20 to get 20% off your MOVA Globe. Again, MLB20, that's pretty easy to remember. My daughter came home the other day and said, "Dad, what is that? That's the coolest thing I've ever seen." And I said, "You can't have it. It's mine." And I'm sure eventually it'll be hers anyway, like everything else in my house. But in the meantime, go to movaglobes.com. Again, use that promo code MLB20, and they've got more than just the cool baseball globes. They've got world globes, they've got artwork, they've got space, they've got everything. Go check it out for yourself, and while you're at it, check out these names on my list for the waiver wire in Week 9. Let's start this week's list with an outfielder, Luis Matos of the San Francisco Giants, rostered in 50% of leagues. Matos broke camp with the Giants only to get sent down, and ever since he got sent down, maybe he was pouting a little bit because the AAA numbers were lagging. But Jung-Ho Lee got hurt, and Jung-Ho Lee is out for the year, which means Matos is up, and so far he has been en fuego. In his last 7 days, he's slashing .409 with a .409 OBP, a .682 slugging, and a .1091 OPS. Ooh-wee, those are some good numbers. Now, they're not sustainable, but Luis Matos, we've been waiting for a while to get it. And after a torrid spring, I think he was disappointed he didn't stick around the big club very long. This is his second chance and your second chance to add him to your fantasy roster. The next guy on our list is another outfielder available in 50% of leagues, and it's Lars Nootbaar of the St. Louis Cardinals. If you are watching leading off on Fantasy Pros MLB, you heard me a couple weeks ago talking about Nootbaar being a really good buy low. He had an injury to start the year and was kind of scuffling to get going, but now he is locked in, and he has been fantastic, playing every day for the last 14 days for the St. Louis Cardinals, hitting .286 with a .444 OBP, a .595 slugging, and a .1040 OPS. He's got 4 homers and 10 RBI over that span as well. And get this, more walks than strikeouts. Who does that? Nobody. 12 walks, 9 Ks. Sign me up in points leagues. Sign me up everywhere. Is he going to steal a lot of bases? Probably not. But if he can maintain anything close to this pace, you've got a good one on your hands. So add Nootbaar ASAP. All right, this next one's going to get dicey, so hold on to your seats, boys and girls. It's Alek Manoah, starting pitcher of the Toronto Blue Jays, available in 40% of leagues. Wait, don't turn the video off. Please, I beg you, hear me out. I know you've been burned by Alek Manoah before, and I know it's been a difficult road to learn to love again, but you can't ignore the last 2 starts, both of which he went 7 innings. He struck out 6 and gave up 1 walk in the one earlier this week against Minnesota, and then this past week against the Tampa Bay Rays, 7 strikeouts, 1 walk. So it looks like Alek Manoah could, maybe, possibly be back on track. I know it's a dangerous set of circumstances, but the way pitchers drop like flies in fantasy baseball, you're going to need all the depth you can get. So add Alek Manoah for depth at the very least and see how the next few starts go. Maybe, just maybe, he turns back into that starting pitcher that got us really excited a few years ago. And if he's not that guy, and he's the other guy, you could drop him back to the waiver wire. But at this point, after 2 really good starts, it's time to find out, and it's time to spend some fab and see which Manoah you might get in 2024. But don't give up hope yet. He's still just 26. When I was 26, I think I still had some hair. Not much, but some. No, I don't know when James Wood is coming up, but I know this is probably your last chance to add him. He is already rostered in 60% of leagues, and the young Nationals potential slugger is due sooner than later. I recognize that Lane Thomas is working his way back, but you can't ignore at some point in time this season, the 21-year-old James Wood is going to come up for the Nationals, and his power-speed combination is otherworldly. So far, over 161 at-bats in AAA. He's got 37 runs, 8 dingers, 29 RBI, 10 steals, hitting .348 with a .1027 OPS. There ain't nothing left to prove for James Wood. So it's time for him to come up from AAA, play for the Nats, and at some point we're going to get that. I don't know when, as I preface this, but it's going to be soon. When will then be now? Soon. This next addition to the waiver wire might not be a long-term solution, but if you're looking for saves and strikeouts, Garrett can get the job done for you from the New York Mets, and he is available right now in about 50% of leagues. Now, Edwin Diaz is getting paid $100 million. He is going to save games again for the New York Mets, whether you like it or Mets fans like it. And right now, Mets fans, they don't like it. However, Reed Garrett, regardless, is somebody to add, not just for saves in the short term for the rest of May, but also for some of the dazzling strikeout numbers. He has a 14.8 strikeout rate per 9. That, my friends, is very impressive, and he seems to have a bit of that closer mentality. So eventually, again, he'll probably give this job back to Edwin Diaz. But the peripherals, 0.72 ERA, the whip, 1.12, are outstanding, not to mention that dazzling strikeout rate. So even in leagues that give you holds, that give you strikeout potential for 2 points in points leagues, whatever it might be, Reed Garrett is useful whether he's closing or he's a secondary reliever in most leagues, as long as he continues this incredible run that he's been on after quite the journey. So again, Reed Garrett, not a long-term solution, but short-term, pretty good for saves and pretty darn good for strikeouts. Did I say darn? Oh no, I hope this video doesn't get flagged. One last waiver wire ad before we go. Alec Burleson, first base / outfielder of the St. Louis Cardinals, rostered in about 20% of leagues. Now, Burleson's kind of this guy flying under the radar, but you can't ignore the stats anymore. Through 40 games this year, he's got 5 homers, 17 RBI, 2 steals. He's hitting .300 with a .472 slugging, a .333 OBP, and an .805 OPS. Paul Goldschmidt has struggled mightily this year, and Burleson continues to find ways to get himself into the lineup. Now, I don't know how long this is going to last for the 25-year-old, but I do know this. As long as Burleson continues to hit anything close to .300, he is going to get everyday at-bats in this lineup for the Cardinals. So, just like Nootbaar, Alek Burleson is another guy that you should be looking to add, especially in deeper leagues, where you could use a little help on the corners or in the outfield, and everybody could use a little help around the corner now and again, can't you? I'm not even sure what that means, but I'm sure someone needs help with it. Well, there you have it, everybody. Those are the names that I'm adding to my shopping list for the waiver wire in Week 9, and don't forget to go to movaglobes.com, use that promo code MLB20 to get the coolest Father's Day gift ever, for that special dad in your life, or for you. Get yourself something nice. I said it's okay. And get yourself some good players for your fantasy team while you're at it. That'll do it for me, Joey P. We'll see you next time, kids.